topic is about youth mental health. So what is youth mental health? Youth mental health means emotional well-being, psychological well-being and social well-being, and involves being able to navigate successfully the complexities of life, develop fulfilling relationships, adapt to change, utilize appropriate coping mechanisms to achieve well-being without discrimination. This means that what a person, it is like the mental health, how you behave with people, the well-being of psychological, social, and with maintaining relationships with people, like your friends, families, and other people. What are the effects of mental health? Childhood abuse, negligence of people, social isolation or loneliness, experiencing discrimination, stigma, including racism. Childhood abuse is meant like discriminating a child about his physical or mental well-being. Negligence is leaving a person aside, not speaking to him or speaking to her is called negligence. Social isolation or loneliness, it means the same like negligence of a person who's feeling loneliness. Experiencing discrimination. Discrimination is like comparing people between one to another. Like if a person is good at studies and one more is not at studies, then comparing the person who is good at studies to another. Stigma means attitude, the attitude people show from one to another, including racism. This means the same what loneliness and discrimination, almost the same thing. What can happen when our mental health is not treated? Untreated mental health health conditions can result in unnecessary disability, unemployment, substance abuse, homelessness, inappropriate interaction, suicide, poor quality of life. Unnecessary disabilities means when a person is mentally ill or when a person is mentally disturbed, he can get some disabilities like speaking rude to other persons. Unemployment means the person is not doing correct job. Like he has to do, he's a good person, right? The student in the school, and something affects his mind directly. He can't focus on his studies. Substance abuse is like the same. Unemployment, like he is not able to focus on a perfect thing how he was before. Inappropriate homelessness means not feeling at the person where he is. Then inappropriate incarceration. This means incarceration is where person is not developing from stages. Suicide is hanging on like leads to death. Poor quality of life. It again comes like he is not focusing on a study or some job he was doing before. How to prevent mental health? We can prevent mental health like talking to people with about our feelings. Get a good night's sleep. Eat well, stay active, practice mindfulness, a way to be fully engaged and present in the moment. Keep in touch with others, care for others, whether that's working in relationship with family, letting go of old grudges, or volunteering. Talk about your feelings. Like if you have any close person or a best friend, you can say our mental issues, like what is affected to our mental health. You can say to share it with him or her. It can reduce our mental health. Get a good night's sleep. This is in most of the people right now. There is no night sleep, like perfect night sleep. Then eat well. Like if you don't practice or eat well, it can cause us to mental health. Stay active. People who is affected mentally are lazy and like not in the mood every time. Then practice mindfulness, a way to be fully engaged and present in a moment. When a person is mentally ill or affected, he will not be in the moment. His body will be here and his mind will be somewhere else. Keep in touch with others. When a person is mentally affected by one person, he will not talk to that person. Most probably, he will not talk to that person or not speak to him. Care for others, whether it's working on a relationship with family, letting go of old grudges, or volunteering. Care for others, like asking if they have not had their food or something like that. Whether that's working on relationships with family, letting go of old grudges. We should not keep our old grudges, like he did that in the past, then we should not do it again. Like a revenge, we should not affect it like a revenge. We should get off that grudges. What results in our mental health? When our mental health is disturbed, it can result to generalized anxiety disorders, social phobias, specific phobias, for example, agoraphobia and claustrophobia, panic disorders, obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, generalized anxiety disorder. It means like when a person is affected with mentally affected, the person is can lead to generalized anxiety disorders. He can have anxiety disorders, social phobias. Like when people are there, he can't talk much, or he can communicate with all the people clearly. Specific phobias like agoraphobia and claustrophobia. Panic disorders, he might get panic and tension very fastly. Obsessive compulsive disorders like OCD and post-traumatic stress disorders like PTSD. How to improve mental health? We can improve our mental health with the following steps. Relax and reduce stress. Find ways to learn to be creative. Spend time with nature. Connect with others. Look after our physical health. Try to get enough sleep. We can improve our mental health by following steps below. Relaxing and reducing stress. Like I said in the earlier slide, we can share it to a person, like our close friend or anyhow. Find ways to learn to be creative. Like when we are mentally affected, we can do crafts or listen to music, new music, write music, compose something. We can do that. Spend time in nature. You can go to a long drive or go to a falls or a village or somewhere where you can spend time with nature where there is complete silence. Connect with others. Connecting with others like our school friends or our childhood friends or our relatives, far relatives. Look after our physical health, like maintaining our physical health, fitness, gym, everything like that. Try to get enough sleep. As I told in the earlier slide, if you are not like getting a good sleep, our mental health can be affected. What is this? How can mental illness be cured? Mental illness can be cured by taking some of the steps given below. Psychotherapy or counseling is also called as talk therapy. This means there is a therapy called psychotherapy or counseling where an unknown person sits in front of you and you can say any problems you have and they give suggestions to it. Prescriptions medicine. They give medicines if there is severe mental illness. Supportive groups. When there is a group in a hospital, the next thing is that other therapies and supportive groups. When there is lots of people and we cannot open up, there are some hospitals where people like the initiative takes and makes a program where people can open up themselves. Other therapies can also help to decrease mental illness. ECG or other brain stimulation therapies eye movement destination and reprocessing therapy (EMDR), hospital or residential treatment program. This is what I said, that supportive groups and other therapies come under the hospital and residential treatment program. Suicide cases due to mental illness. Almost 46% of people in India died in the case of mental illness. In 2023 till date, in India, there are over 164,000 of people have committed suicide. Every day, there are more than 35 people committing suicide. Till date, there are 10,732 students in India who have committed suicide due to the reason of failure in examinations and social harassment. In 2023, there are 16 students who lost their lives when the results of the competitive exams JEE were announced. Thank you, everyone.
You mentioned this can lead to unemployment, right? Can you tell me how?
Unemployment is not only like a person who is doing a job or anything. It can also refer to a child or a student who is mentally disturbed and cannot focus on his studies completely, like he was doing before. Before he was mentally disturbed, he could pass an exam with getting good grades, but after the problem, he couldn't do it properly like he did before.
So it can lead to lack of confidence. So, what is the difference between psychologist and psychiatrist?
Psychologist is a person psychologist is a person who can understand the human psychology, who has studied about the human psychology. Psychiatrist is almost the same as this.
Okay, so when someone is in mental stress, whom should they go to? Psychologist or psychiatrist?
Psychologist.
Okay, which part of the brain should be maintained very healthy when we talk about the mental health? Thank you.